Good morning. This will be the first video on Sean's wealthy wisdom. I'm gonna be frank. This is a pretty base video, but it's a start. Do not mind those Legos over there. That's a side project. This will be my first chapter. This video will be about, well, what type of accounts you should have to obtain generational wealth and even have over $1 million when you're, I'd say, 50. Now, these are purely long-term goals. This is long-term investing. We're not going to talk about crypto. We're not going to talk about meme coin. We're not going to talk about any of that, okay? Because they're purely pump it and dump it. It's like a gamble. It's actually worse than gambling because you could do it at any age. I mean, come on. What is Rismus? What is Dogecoin? I'm not getting Chill Guy coin. I'm going to be frank with you. But that's enough about this. These are the 3 accounts you should have if you want to have well over $1 million in generational wealth, along with tax-free $1 million. Now, we all know about the general investing account, right? You know, just your casual, your Robinhood accounts, your Fidelities, your public. But there's a big problem with those. Sure, if you put $100 a month over a 50-year landmark, you'll have over $1 million when you're in that 68 range, I'd say. But there's a big issue. You're getting taxed. You're going to get taxed for it. And you're not going to actually have that $1 million. You're going to have less than that. So you'd have to put, well, $200 a month. So you'd actually have $1 million. A little over $1 million. But what's a better way to do it and not have to worry about taxes? Well, let's go into our first account, the Roth IRA. Now, what is a Roth IRA? A Roth IRA is similar to a 401k, except there's a big difference. It's tax-free. Yes, 401ks are not tax-free until you retire. Now, why would I ever get a 401? Why would I even ever use a Roth IRA? Because it's tax-free. Dude, and you could do the same thing with a general investing account as you can do with a Roth IRA. You put $100 a month into Vanguard for 50 years, you'll have over $1 million. The difference is you won't get taxed when you take that money out. Not to mention, you can take that money out whenever you want, tax-free. You're not going to get taxed. It's all yours. But you should still have a 401k. You should still use your 401k. Why? Because of Employers Match. Employers Match is an amazing thing. Basically, Employers Match is when you put a certain amount of money, specifically the maximum the employer will, or your boss will put in to match. So for example, if I were to put $3,600 as the maximum for my 401k each paycheck, then my boss will Employers Match that. Meaning that he'll match the $3,600 I put in and put his own $3,600. Meaning I'll have $7,200. It's free money. You're literally getting free money. But you're gonna get taxed on that unless you roll it over, keyword, roll it over, all that money from your 401k, right? You roll all that over, all the paycheck you put in there to your Roth IRA, so when you're ready to retire, you just take it out tax-free. And then, boom, you probably have over $1 million, I mean, if you put that in. Not to mention, if you have both a 401k and a Roth IRA and you're putting $100 a month into Vanguard during that time range while putting $3,600 or like another chunk of your paycheck into your 401k and you roll it over, you're gonna have even more money. Literally the way to get over $1 million by the time you retire. Now, like I said, this is purely long-term, okay? This is not short-term. This video is purely about getting generational wealth so you can give it to your kids. Or maybe just enjoy it when you're older, man. I mean, honestly. But that is the explanation on the Roth IRA and why you should also have a 401k so you can obtain all that money, 1 million, $1 million plus. It could be 2 million. You can put as much money as you can, but there's a $7,000 limit to how much you can put in your Roth IRA. Your Roth IRA has a $7,000 limit. So you can put $7,000 a month, but that's the maximum. unless you're over 58. If you're nearing your retirement, you're allowed to put $8,500 in a month. But if you're young, 7,000 is your max. 7,000 is your max. But either way, just $100 a month of your paycheck into your Roth IRA for 50 years, $1 million, tax-free. Think about it. I think you can spare $100 just to put it in there and let it accumulate over time. I know that's what I'll be doing. But that is a Roth IRA, and that's what I would recommend doing, especially if you have a 401k that and employer's match that is high. Now, let's move on to the high yield savings account, which will be the second account we talk about. The high yield savings account is basically a buffed up savings account, like purely buffed up, like the stats all the way up here, okay, super high compared to a normal savings account. Now, let's use examples. A normal savings account like Wells Fargo's active savings is only going to pay you 0.01% every year. Do you know how much that is? Take a guess. It is 1 cent a year just by leaving your money in the bank. If I was told that at the beginning of my Wells Fargo career, just there, just being like, oh, I'd like to put my money in the bank. Oh, how much would you like? I'd like a general savings, please. Oh, okay. I would have actually probably had an aneurysm on the worker. I mean, my God. 1 cent a year just by leaving my money? Dude, highway robbery on Glob, man. But, what's this? Oh my, is that a high yield savings account I see? What is that though, you may ask? A high yield savings account is an account that has a much higher interest rate for simply keeping your money there. It's a pure set it and forget it approach. So let's use Basque Bank for example. By the way, this is not sponsored. I just love Basque Bank. They have great customer service and they're overall an amazing bank. Seriously, you should try it. But while Wells Fargo over here has a 0.01% interest rate, Basque Bank has a 4.65 annual interest rate. If you put $10,000 into your Basque Bank account, you'll be making $465 a year just by leaving your money there. Compared to Wells Fargo, if you put $10,000 in there, you'll only be making 1 cent a year, no matter how much money you put in. Do you know how much of that's magnificent? That is more than triple the return. $465 a year just by leaving money there. I mean, honestly, the higher interest rate is crazy, but you should have a minimum of $10,000 in there just to get the maximum return on your set it and forget it approach. Honestly, it's overall an amazing idea. The interest rate's amazing. Basque Bank's amazing. It's much better than Wells Fargo. And I think, no, you can't get a credit card there. But another thing, guys. Well, actually, no. Another account we should go through. You should also, I'd recommend probably just those 2 accounts, 3 accounts if you're including the 401k with the employer's match being at its highest it can possibly go. Because that'll actually give you long-term $1 million wealth. Okay? You can actually put it for your kids if you want, or even put it on a down payment for something, dude. Remember though, think rich, and you'll be rich. You gotta play the part to be the part. Not really a fake it till you make it approach, but I believe generational wealth is needed in our world. I mean, think about it. You could start a business, right? But if you're just a normal employee, just starting your thing, just doing your thing, trying to start your business, you want to at least start off by accumulating interest on your buck. That's why a high yield savings account and a Roth IRA and your 401k with a high employer's match, I can't emphasize enough, high employer's match is necessary. Thank you for watching my video. And these are the 3 accounts you should have if you want to have generational wealth and accumulated over time. Now remember, the worst thing you can do is not starting earlier. Oh, it's a thing you'll wish you could do. Start earlier. Start as early as you can. There's no limit to how early you can start. Because the earlier you start, the more money you're going to get. Thank you for listening. Have a great day, everyone. And this is chapter 1 on Sean's wealthy wisdom.